let's create our Lambda function. So if we go back to our map or architecture diagram, so we are supposed to create now, after the DynamoDB table, a Lambda function, and this function will do three things. So it will download the HTML file from Kandilli Observatory website, and then it will parse it, and it will load these logs into our DynamoDB table. So in AWS, this is called like ETL. So it means extract, transform, and load. So that will be a typical ETL function. And I also downloaded the source code of this website. And as you see, I mean, at the bottom of the page, it's written that this web page was released in 2006. So therefore, a lot of code that they are, HTML code they are using, or like styling, the way they implemented things, they are quite deprecated. So inside of it, there in the DOM tree, there are a lot of things, but what we are interested is under this pre-HTML tag. So they just like dump the whole content with formatted. I think, let's check it. So pre-HTML tag, and then it's called defined pre-formatted tags, right? So luckily, this pre-formatted tags, it has new lines at the end of each log. So there are those invisible new line characters here. So I will use them to parse it into like lines, and then I will fetch data. But to parse the content inside an HTML file, we need to use some library. And I will write my Lambda function in Python. And I know there is a library called Beautiful Soup written in Python, and I can just use it inside my Lambda function. And this Beautiful Soup Python library, it helps you to like parse data in HTML or XML files. So it's quite straightforward. And luckily, inside this HTML, there is pre-tag. It's found only once, so that we can just like very simply get it. But before I create my Lambda function, let me head to Lambda. So I will not go straight to the create a function part, but first I will create a layer so that the reusable and shareable code that could be used inside my Lambda function. So I go to the layers, and then I click create layer. So the layers are, they can be uploaded in AWS like zip files. So I had already done this before, so that I just use these suggestions and description. So I call it like Beautiful Soup 4 and a parser library for Python functions, and I will upload a zip file. So I will upload this zip file from my computer. So that means I need to first create it somewhere inside my machine. So I will just create it under this folder with some simple commands. So first I need to create like these two folders. So I will call like first one will be like BS4 layer, and under it there will be a Python folder. So now as you see here, they're created. So what we need to do is we just need to use a pip3 command to install these dependency or library, I can say. So that here I'm installing it under Python. So this will take a few seconds. Done. So we can see it here, all the content. So we can move to our BS4 layer folder, and here I can zip the file. So we'll just zip it like that. All the files under here, they will be zipped. So this is ready. Now I have a zip file, and it's not much, it's only like, it's less than 1 megabyte. So I will choose this file here, and I will open it. Now compatible architectures, I think we can choose both. So, and compatible runtimes, I think this part is a little bit important because we have to pick, it's safe to pick several versions of Python. So, and that's it. So we just create our layer. Now we have our layer almost ready. Yep. So we can head back to Lambda and just create this function under functions page. So I click create function. So I will create this function from scratch. So I will just do it, and I will just like implement all thing under AWS console, and I call my function as ETL, so like extract, transform, and load, and yeah, EQ logs. That's it. So ETL, EQ logs. So runtime will be Python. Yeah, we can use it latest here, and architecture I will leave it the same. And execution role will be generated by Lambda, so I don't touch anything here, and just click create function. So now it will just create a function for me with some basic code written in Python. So yeah, now it's only returning a hello from Lambda, and I can close this once. So we have no layer here. So I just want to prepare my development environment. So by adding a layer. So I will pick custom layers because I will use my own layer that I created. So it's here, and the version is 4. So I add it. Voila. So now we have possibility to call beautiful soup library into our Lambda function. So what can we do here? Okay, it's just returning us some stuff, and then we can just start with writing our some constants. So I will write some maximum lines. I call it 100 constant, and then we need also target URL. So that I will use, so that it's easier. It increases just like readability of the code. So I will fetch the data from this URL. That's it. So do we need import JSON? I don't know, but I will use some regular expression, so that I will definitely use regular expression to, because when I read the lines, I will read it all, and I will use some regular expression to fetch each one of them. So it will be easier. So therefore I am importing regular expression standard package. So we need some URL library, and therefore I will use URL lib and .request. So we will use it while we are fetching the data, and I will also import beautiful soup, and I will use bs4 function from it. So I think this should work, and so far so good. So I can create like okay, I will just leave this return for now. So I will create functions. I mean, I want to make it this way, so I just like divide the work into smaller pieces. So I will just extract and transform part, where I'm like parsing the content, and load. So I will create like 3 functions for each one of these to complete the job, and then to return at the end is status code 200, and then with data with it. So we can also just like deploy it this way, but now I have nothing to show you, so it doesn't make any sense. So I will create my first function, and I call it fetch HTML content. So here we will return some content, right? I mean, that will be some string, and this one is tricky because we need a try except block here, because if fetch operation fails, we should return some we should not return status code 200, we should return 500 to point out that this is a server side error. So I will just therefore like start my content with none, and assume that this between lines 18 and 19, I will implement the missing part. So then I will just go back here and then I will create under extract this function, and I will just create like another content variable here, so it will fetch the stuff. Okay, so assume that something went wrong here between these lines while I was fetching it, so that I don't want to actually have like I think have some try except block there nevertheless, but I want to, because if it fails, so that I will return none here, right, with this, so that I just check here if content is none, so that it's already like this Amazon Q thing already recommended me. It's reading my mind. Okay, so we will return some status code 500, and then body I will write something else here, so I can write it this way. I'll write HTML fetch operation failed on target URL. Okay, so when things go wrong, that will be our exit point for our Lambda function. But let's fetch the data now then. So we just need a try block here, try except block. Okay, I'll just write it first. So that try except exception is E, and then we can just like print it here. So I think we can say, yeah, error and E. So I just do this for like monitoring. That's it, for just for logging. But what I'm trying, so that will be my call here, and I will be using URL lib that I just imported. So I'll just like scroll down here. So I will use with URL lib. I mean, it's writing too much code and there is not much that I should do here actually. Okay, I will just URL loop and then request, and I'll do URL open and target URL. Yeah. So as a response. And I will read this response, right? So response.read, and I will get this like bytes, so content bytes. And I need to do, because now it's reading like bytes, I need to do some encoding on it. So I will get the response dot but there is also like a problem here, because that happened to me while I was implementing it earlier. In Turkish there are like these Turkish letters, like this one, like this one, like this, S with a dot, or like this one, U with two dots. So that we need to use some ISO some encoding set for it. So therefore I don't want to get this problem again. So I get this char set, and then I will put it like this way. So fail object, I looked this up, so this one supports Turkish letters this way. So I just call it here like fallback for Turkish char set. All right, so now we can just like decode our encoded stuff. So content bytes will be decoded, and then it will be just content. So that's here. So this one will return what I want to see. I mean, it will be just like this HTML stuff, and we can just like right here print content, and we can just deploy it to see. I called my function, and then Now I'm deploying it. Now I can just test the results. Oops, we did something wrong. Name JSON is not defined. Okay, where do I use JSON? Yeah, because I remove it, right? So I just write here something dummy. Hello. And then we have to redeploy again. And then we can test. Yeah, this one worked. So it says hello, that's good, and that's the data. But it just shows some random part of it. So as you see that there is now pre-formatted text and also like the rest of the HTML DOM, it's there mixed up. So we will just like parse it. But I think we are now done with the extract part, and now we can move forward to the transform part of our application. So what we need is actually I will just call it like I need to get these logs, right? So I will just rewrite another function and I will call them like raw logs. So they will be raw. And I will have another function, extract logs, and I will give content to it as a parameter. So I just need to write this function now. So I can close this one up. No, I did wrong. Here. So it will have content, and then we will be just like extracting these logs, and then we will provide some raw logs. And here I will be using my beautiful soup, and I just call this content as soup, and then I'm calling this beautiful soup thing. I mean, it's already writing lots of stuff for me, but I don't know if I like its code. No, I don't want to do this. I just want to get this inside this tag, so that I use this .text attribute, so it will just like return me the pre-formatted text, and I don't need this pre-tag either, so I can just return it. So this will be okay. So we already called it here. Okay, I can delete this debugging log, and now I will be just debugging a little bit more. I will be checking these raw logs. Okay, let's redeploy. So I can test again. And now I'm running my Lambda function. Now we have only the lines. That's great. So that all the HTML just disappeared in this after this small extracting operation. So I think this is still part of extract work, we can say. Yeah. So I will also delete this. And now we can head to the parsing stuff, so that where we are actually transforming our code. I mean, what we did here is actually, maybe I did, yeah, it's like we are actually fetching here something. So fetch, and then here I'm extracting stuff. Or maybe I'm just wrong. So it's, yeah, it's also like fetching is also extracting. So it doesn't matter. Let's move forward. So we just need to transform these raw logs into, I want to transfer them to a JSON data. So I just call it like earthquake JSON logs. And then I will have a new function that I will just give these raw logs to it. So I will call it like parse logs. And I will say send raw logs there inside of it. So we can get this. So it's keep recommending me do something. So inside this parse logs function, I should be returning an array of all the earthquake logs that should be like easy to send them to the DynamoDB table, right? So what I want to do is I will just create first my returning array, which will be an empty array, and we need to like parse those logs into lines, as I said earlier. So I will have a lines array, but it will be from row logs. I will split them with new lines, so like this. So now I will have every line as a string inside of an array of the lines. So there is one more thing we should do. I also experienced another problem in the lines. I want to go through each one of them, each line, and I want to remove some non-breaking spaces there, and because I had also like some problem with that. So because this data, it's kind of old format they are using, and then you will also end up with this problem. So we just want to avoid it before it happens. So this is a non-breaking character, and I will replace them with some regular spaces, and for each line I will do this, and then I'm just like stripping it, and for line in lines array. So this will help me to purify these strings, the lines of strings for me. And plus, as I said, I had shown you this TTL stuff on the DynamoDB part, so that every item that we are inserting into DynamoDB table, it requires an expiry time attribute that, of course, like this expiry time, it's not found here, so I will generate it. So my expiry time will be 24 hours beyond the time that this function is running. So I just need to create this variable by using the time function, and I will call it like expiry time, this variable, and I just need time.time, and I should also like cast it to integer. So this is the current time in epoch format that the function is running. So I should add 60 minutes or 60 seconds, and 60 minutes times 24. So this will take it 24 hours forward. So that will be just like, I will just send this expiry time to each log that I'm writing to the DynamoDB table, so that I had already configured the TTL on my DynamoDB table, so that when the time comes, so that these logs will be deleted after 24 hours. So that's what I'm doing here. And to move forward, I think we need to get, as I said earlier, so I think I need to import also some time stuff here. So I should be also importing time here. So what we need is also like, okay, here we need to use our regular expression. So I created actually a regular expression, so sorry for cheating, but you can write it, or you can just take it from the GitHub repository that I will provide you. So because these lines they are not very pretty, so I created this earlier. So it's, as you see, that I'm fetching date, time, and coordinates, etc. So it's like 4 digits, 2 digits, 2 digits for this, and then 2 digit, 2 digit, etc. So I have also like this. I don't know if let me refresh my page. Yes, I'm so lucky. There is this exceptional value on this, because this XL means like initial. And I think like after an earthquake occurs, after some time they are re-evaluating the magnitude of it, and if there are some changes, they just like write here, instead of initial, they write it reviewed, and they give a time additional timestamp. So that we also need to catch these lines, because what I'm trying to do with this regular expression is that because now I created all the lines right inside this pre-tag. So these are also lines. This is also a line. This is second line, and then this is third line. So my regular expression will be used while I'm looping through these lines. And then if it's a match, then I will parse the content. If it's a match, then I will parse the content. So that's how it works. So therefore I need this regular expression. So now it's I think it's quite set up. And what we should do right now is we should just loop through the lines. But I don't want to loop through all the lines. I mean, we could have done it like this way, like for line in lines. But I want to go through like this maximum number of lines, which is 100. So therefore I will be using a for loop. So I'm writing my for loop in range of maximum lines, because I don't want that my my Lambda function taking too much time while it's running. And because it's ever since I will be just like running once in every 10 minutes, I will fetch the data so that it will be more efficient, and I don't want a longer timeout period for my application. So we are going through like first 100, right? So that if in case that if this number, I mean, if something goes wrong and then this is longer, so that we will just say that we reached maximum number of lines. So length of lines, this is my array. So I'll just print some useful debugging text. So reach end of logs, we can say. And then we will just break this. So I mean, like if there are like only 50 lines, I don't know, I don't think that this is like a valid case. But if no earthquake happens, I mean, I don't want that our function to be broken. So that if this index is like larger than the length of the lines, so we just like printed some log, some info, and then we break out of the loop. But I don't think this will ever happen, but just to be safe on what we are doing. So we just get the current line from array, and then I will be also like matching each line with some with my regular expression that I created above. So if there is a match, we will do something, right? Otherwise I won't do anything actually. So what I need to do is I just need to get all this data. I mean, this thing is working very fast. But I think I just can say like this match.groups, and I can just like test this part of my code. Like I can say I can fetch date, and I can fetch maybe time string, and then eventually like I will be adding those. Maybe I shouldn't do it this way. I will just like print. I will just print date and time string right now. So that's it. But we are supposed to also return something with that, right? Because I promised it here. So at the end of this code, I'm coming out of my for loop. We are supposed to return these EQ logs. So I will just like test it, like how it's working, or if it's working. I mean, if we made a mistake, we should see it early. Yes, we did. too many values to unpack. So line 19 and line 17. So why is this happening? Line 19, I think it's where I'm calling it, so that's why it's referring to that. And it was line 70. Yeah, probably because I'm more used to writing JavaScript because of this semicolon. This happened. Now, after redeploying, I'll just run it. Nope, it's still failing. This is line 70. Too many values to unpack. Expected 2. Can I just get 1? Time string is not defined. Yes, because I'm trying to just print out something that I haven't defined. Now it says it's working. Okay, I think now we see stuff like as an array, but that's not what I was expecting to see. Probably I forgot somewhere another print that I shouldn't have. Yes, we are printing date. We are using our pattern, regular expression, and we are matching the line. And so I'm just checking if I forgot anything. I split my logs. I think it's okay. Do I print something else here? No. Maybe I should just like keep on writing, the stuff. So I don't know. Yeah, it's like recommending me lots of things here. All the cells that I'm supposed to like get, but I just want to make them like shorter. So latitude, longitude, and depth, and MD, ML, MW. These are like the magnitude types, but I will just use ML. And I will just write place, and yeah, we can call it quality. So now we have all the like these column values, and I need to create, because I want to return a JSON an array of JSON objects, so that I should just create like current log, and I can just create like a JSON like this, and then these are my attributes like timestamp. I want to create like timestamp. I want to concat these date and time string with a space between them. So I think because we will just store it as a string value, and then we can write. I think this is recommending me correct way. Latitude and longitude, depth, magnitude, and I think I'll prefer to call it like location, not place. And we have expiry time, so which is coming from here. Yes, that's right. But this data is right now, it's just string, and I just want to have numbers, so I should cast them, like convert them to decimal. So I will just call it decimal, but I think it is not found yet, so because I should just like import this into my program. So I just like call it here from decimal import decimal. Yes. So this will help me to like create numbers. I can just like try this part, or this time I will just like log out the JSON objects. Nope. Unterminated string detail at line 80. Okay, that was not necessary. So yes, I think this is correct, but it says decimal here. That instead I just wanted to have a number there. I mean, why is it not working? Or maybe it is working. So I will just like do the same for the others as well, like this decimal and then longitude. I want to keep also like the depth data as decimal. So, and the magnitude will be decimal, so that we can sort it. So it will be a lot easier for the front-end application to use it. So I think that's quite good, and we can just like log this data. I mean, get these objects into my array. So I will just use eqlogs.append in current log, and I think it should be good to go. But I'm just not 100% sure what's written on the output. So I will just like write it here, like print eqlogs, like that, and I just want to see it. Failed. I'm probably missing something here. Conversion syntax. But I shouldn't get I should get ML, not W, because this is where I have the data. Yes. Well, that decimal stuff did not disappear, but I will see it. Like if it doesn't work, we can fix it later. So I think now we have an array of JSON objects. So I think it's pretty good. We managed to like parse the data into usable attributes. And what I need to do is now I need to do the load part. So I should load this eqlogs array into my DynamoDB table, right? So now I should be writing like a new function, and I will call it like load into DynamoDB table or something. So this is like the transform part. Just using it here. Now we are at the load part. So what we will do is we will just like, it will not return anything. I will just create a function load into DynamoDB table, and I will send eq JSON logs into this function. So I can just copy this. I can close this one, and this one. So I just create a new function here. So it will receive EQ JSON logs as its parameter. That's great. So what we need to do is, okay, we need to import Boto3 library, and this is also like a layer in Lambda. So what we should do is, we should just like write it import here, like Boto3, I guess. So, and I think that's it. That's the only thing that we really need to create our writing function, or like function that we just create here. So I just need to first create a DynamoDB object. So, and I will use Boto3 resource DynamoDB. That's good. It's already recommending. So I need to fetch my table, because the name of my table, it's not earthquakes, but it is EQ logs, right? If you gave another name while you were creating your DynamoDB table, so you should write it there, because I wrote EQ logs here, and I write it here. So what we need to do is, like, we just need to batch write that operation, so this data. So I will just use batch writer, and I think this is good. And I also need to state here, I'm just checking now, could it be working good? Yeah, but I just don't like it to call it like log. I just want to call it like item. So you can just put it item here as well. And in our batch writer, we just also want to point out our partition key, because I just want to override the stuff if they're updated. So we give it, because our partition key is the timestamp that we are generating. This should do the work. And then, assuming that this works, so I think I will be just like done with this operation, because I'm not expecting to read anything from this Lambda function, but I just need to like return some positive like affirmative like an object from it, and that's it. So then I will be just writing like earthquake log store or something, so that quakes loaded successfully. So, or maybe we can just write logs loaded into DynamoDB table successfully, so it will be more correct. But this one is not enough to load our stuff into DynamoDB table, because right now if I run it, it should not work, because our Lambda function does not have role. It doesn't have permissions to write into. We also have a sandbox problem here, timeout problem. It doesn't have a role to write into DynamoDB table. So I think the default configuration, it's like timeout period is like 3 seconds, but we may need to require more time for it. So therefore I will just like set it to 30 seconds just to be safe. And I just want to also increase the memory of my Lambda function, so that it will be like running faster, and I don't think it will be affecting any cost. And I think like in my use case, using this Lambda function and implementing with these requirements, it will be just free, because I will be using like the free tier. I don't think I will do more than 1 million requests in a month, so that I just like save this in advance, these configurations. So what we need to do is now we just need to go to IAM, and I need to create a policy. I just want to have a control over my policies. So I should just create a policy which will have only write access to the DynamoDB table. So, and then I will attach this policy to a role, and I will attach this role to my Lambda function so that my Lambda function can do the work. But yes, but maybe we should just rerun our Lambda function and to see actually what's going wrong there, because I received another timeout problem there. And I'll just like run it once more. Now it says yes. It says table resource batch writer got an unexpected keyword. Okay, that's another error actually. This is not what I mean by the error that I've been experiencing. I think I did some typo somewhere at the latest function that I wrote. So I should be writing like this, okay. Unexpected keyword argument. Well, maybe I should not just do it then. I'm not sure. That is weird. I think I wrote py here. This is a typo. I should do it by override by p keys. Okay, sorry for that. I know some of you observed this error before I saw it. Okay, now this is the error that we want, hopefully. Okay, an error occurred, access denied exception when calling the batch write item operation. So this is what I want to see, because we are missing the policy and the correct role for our Lambda function. So what I need to do is I just need to create my own policy, as I said earlier. So, and I just click create policy here. So choose a service, specify what actions can be performed. So what we want to do is we want to access DynamoDB, right? And we want to, there is a least privilege principle of AWS world, and what you don't give more access to a role than it's required. So this is helping, it is a security concern. So that what we will do is we will just do, we are using batch write item, so that I should not give all write actions. So I should just give what's necessary, so that if I get hacked, so nobody will be able to do more damage to my application. So I just pick the stuff which is related to writing some items. So in case also I would need it, so I don't want to come back here, and I will just call it also like update item here. So I will just give 3 write options, and I won't give any read options. So this, I will just use specific stuff for this policy. And now specify resource ARNs, and so specify table resource for batch item and get. No, I think I will just give it. Or specific. I'll just put it. I'll just put it all here. Or maybe I should just add this ARN, so on Amazon resource. So I think it requires me to give ARN for resource name for my table. Resource region, this account. Is it the same thing we're talking about here? No, I think I will just leave it all for now. So next, I should give a policy name, and I will just call it like Lambda and earthquake write to DynamoDB table. So we can write some gives access to write to DynamoDB tables. So that's it. We can just create this policy. Now it should be under my customer manage policies. So it's here and it's not used yet. So I will create also role, as I said earlier, and I will be accessing an AWS service. Okay, here allows an AWS like EC2 Lambda. Okay, now I should be picking actually my Lambda, because I will give this role to my Lambda function. So I should look up my policy, this one, and I will give it a name. So it will be Lambda write to DynamoDB. So yeah, I will just leave it as this. So I think this is good to go. Now we have a role attached with a policy. So I should just like use this policy on my Lambda function. So I think I should go to configuration and under permissions, because right now you remember when I was creating this Lambda, it was just having like some execution role on it, and maybe I should refresh it. Existing role is this, and now I can give this role and save it. So now we can just rerun our Lambda function. Oh my god, it worked. Earthquake logs loaded into DynamoDB table successfully after so many errors and challenges. So we can look at our EQ logs table, and the data should be here. Oh my god, this is amazing. So now, yeah, that decimal thing that I was curious about, it actually worked, so that we see them as numbers here, and it's great. So we have we can do a quick check here. I can like sort them by time, and this is the latest earthquake that happened 1816, and now let me refresh. Yes, 1816, and it's Kapıdere Doğanşehir, somewhere in Turkey, and 2.1. So depth is 5.8, but magnitude is 2.1. So it's working. So what we did in this part, we just managed to ETL, like extract, transform, load data from internet. We parsed it, and then we just like load it into our DynamoDB table. So soon I will be just working with this event bridge